video will be titled "The True Nature of the American Black Woman." I think a lot of black guys don't know their history in this country. That's why the black woman is such a mystery to them. I've been studying history, particularly black history, since I was like 12 years old. And here's the thing, to know the past is to know the future. See, if you know history, you can literally tell the future. Let me break it down. Throughout the black woman's history in this country, the white man has been at the top of the social ladder. And then you add on hypergamy and female ego, and then you add the social economic conditions of whatever time period. Example, during slavery, black men didn't have shit. We were at the bottom, fucked up, this, that, and the third. So they were out there fucking and sucking the white man. And they did it with pride, right? And then after slavery, black women slept with white men then. A lot of times, sometimes willingly. Uh, One example is Malcolm. I got Malcolm X's autobiography. I remember one chapter he talked about in Harlem. It was a white man, and he had two black girlfriends living with him. And this is like back in the 30s and 40s. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of this shit that black people, a lot of these dudes think is new is not new at all. You can go to New Orleans back in the day. I think around turn of the century, the Creoles come from white men and black women who were actually a lot of them were actually getting married and all that back in those times. And but to the social economic situation conditions of the time. See, black people we're going back in time as far as unemployment rates, as far as even the way they portray black people and black men is very negative. You can go back in the day, one of the first movies ever made was Birth of a Nation, where they portrayed black men as savages, raping white women, and all that type of bullshit. So when things get bad, when things black woman will revert to what her true nature is and what she is socially programmed to think. See, she is socially programmed to think that white is better, all white men got money, all white men are good, all white men are smart, and they'll all come and save them when they need help. That's why you had a situation like with the black chick, I think about 2 years ago or more, where it was a flood or something like that, and she left her two kids in the car and they drowned or whatnot. She was banging on some white guy's door, and the white guy didn't come out, and her kids drowned because she's programmed to believe that white people are good. This is what happens when you don't know your history, especially white history, or the I think Rekia Boyd in Michigan, my home state, who got drunk, crashed a car, and ran knocking on some white guy's door, or whatnot, and he shot and killed her. And it was another. It's so many, it's so many. But black women, they tend to watch more TV than other people do, and they tend to believe bullshit more than other people do. They tend to be brain dead when it comes to history and shit. Brothers got them beat on that. But when you don't know your history, you tend to believe shit like black women are all women. And that's a myth. Black women are your woman by default. She's your woman because y'all share the same history. And white people don't want to deal with black women in mass. They only want to deal with certain ones. So yeah, she's your woman by default. If white men like back in if just collectively were fucking with black women, you will see how she really is your woman. You really see the way that black women think and socialize and are socialized to think is certainly not to be accommodating to a black man, unless that black man has A, stellar looks, B, money, C, high status, or D, has other women, or E, is a thug, basically the stereotype, the type of black man who black women are socialized that they should be with, a loser, a bum, that kind of guy. They're not socialized to be with responsible, decent, intelligent black men because they would have to hold themselves to a higher standard with that black man. But they'll hold themselves to a higher standard when it comes to anybody, any man who's not black. You see what I'm saying? So black woman is your woman by default. So there's a lot of layers to this shit. There's a lot of things involved in this shit. See, feminism and stuff like that. See, here's the thing about white people. They promote dysfunction to black people. But a lot of times that dysfunction gets outside of black people and goes to their own women too. You see what I'm saying? Stuff like feminism and things like that, they're promoted to destabilize society, to destabilize certain segments of the population. That's what it's for. It's just like the promotion of homosexuality. It's the same thing. It's all these things promote is division. This is how a small group of people are able to control a large group of people by promoting division, things that are divisive. And that's what it all boils down to. So black women are yours by default, black guy, and you will rarely get the type of cooperation and things of that nature that you want from a black woman unless you have certain qualities. Because here's the thing about black women. In their minds, it's like when they see you, it's oh, a black guy, oh, a black guy. And they say, okay, I'm gonna deal with the black guy because I have to, because I've been socialized. That's what I'm supposed to do. I can't get the white dudes or non-black guys who are of a higher status, so I'll get the black guy who's a higher status, and you got to have A, B, C, D, or E. But a regular black guy, he could have money or a decent amount. He might not be rich, but he might have a decent amount of money. But if he doesn't look this way, she's not really fucking with him. If he doesn't drive this car, she's not fucking with him. If he that's the type of shit that goes on with black women. But if it's a white guy, he could be super ugly, super average, and she'll fuck with him because he's white. His whiteness has a status attached to it. Your blackness has a discount on it. Well, no, I got that wrong. It's like it's a higher price attached to the black guy. But a guy being white gives him a discount. You see what I'm saying? Black women only have high value to black men. That's another thing. Other men don't really value black women. They put black women down, and guess what? Black women chase those guys because they have a sense of inferiority. But if you prop black women up and say they're beautiful, they this and that and the third, as a black guy, you actually lose value by doing that. You'll gain value from black women by saying you don't date black women or you don't find them attractive. But if you said, "Oh, I love black women. They're beautiful. They're this, that, and the third," you actually lose value from black women. Isn't that crazy? But this is the people like I Declare War, Nizzo, the artist. You know, these guys who declare their undying love for black women. They don't understand how women, particularly black women, think. Their their praises of black women won't get them